Hi, I'm LadyJenevia. To me, it feels like it's been ages since I got on here to talk about Gen V because all my previous videos about the show were pre-filmed a while ago so that I could go on holiday without having to film new videos that would have to be posted with a quick turnaround. But yes, I went on holiday. It was my first international trip since the world shut down. I went to Milan, and that was my first time ever in Italy. And I also went to Ljubljana, which is the capital of Slovenia. In Milan, I went to multiple filming locations for Ridley Scott's House of Gucci, which is one of my favorite films, so you know that I was having the time of my life doing that. And then I also went as press to a Joker Out concert. If you have never heard of them, they're a Slovenian band. You can look them up. They've been on my channel before. We did a virtual interview. One thing led to another after that, and then I found myself in Ljubljana. But enough about me. Let's talk about Gen V. At the time of filming this review, the WGA have been able to come to a deal with the AMPTP and finish up their strike, but SAG-AFTRA is still on strike, so I will once again share donation links in the pinned comment, unless a deal is magically made between now and when I publish this. And wouldn't that be something? On to episode 5. Did any of you correctly guess what that goo was that was dripping onto Andre's face when the episode began? I have to laugh. I really do. I mean, good for her, I guess. I don't know why we needed to see a close-up on the blowhole though, but the shows in this universe, they just always need to act up. I'm just going to go through this episode somewhat sequentially, share some thoughts that I have, and that will be that. My heart broke when Sam came back and Emma didn't recognize him, and I'm not going to lie, I had this real sense of dread and panic when I first watched it, because what if she were to never remember all that they've experienced together? That would be a waste of a perfectly good meet cute. Do you like how it becomes apparent though that their connection is still there even when she's somehow lost her memory? I'm not just talking about her saying, "Ooh, kind of cute though," right? After he left. I'm also talking about the fact that she started approaching him and wanted to know what he wanted her to remember, and he's still her hype man. He's telling her that she's a hero, and maybe that's all I want, is for them to always find each other, always support one another, always hype one another up without expecting or demanding anything in return. But I really love how all of this is working in tandem with Emma coming into her own as her own person. If you follow that arc, you had her and Marie making up in the bathroom. Marie was hyping her up, and then that was what gave her all this new confidence to stand up against her evil mother and do something a little reckless but entirely heroic in trying to go break Sam out of the woods. And then he became her hype man, and that further empowered her to get big, save him, and by being big, a whole lot of new people ended up liking and accepting her even more. Now, to be clear, I am not claiming that a superficial popularity metric by random students or the evil institution that creates the school's ranking system should be what dictates her self-worth. But a little bit of a boost from these external factors, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I really want input from the audience though, anyone watching this review. What do you think the situation is with Sam seeing these puppets? Speaking purely from the dimension of skilled labor, I love the work that these puppeteers have put into creating this fight. It was really fun to watch, but I still don't understand what Sam's powers are and what these visions are. Maybe if actors were being paid fairly and the actors were allowed to talk more about their projects, we could get him to explain what Sam's power is, but I don't really understand why he's seeing everything as puppets whenever this action is happening. There's also another situation in episode 6 where his vision changes to puppetry, and it's certainly something, but we'll talk about that next week if you decide to stick around. When that one goon, though, was trying to attack Sam, and then he started pleading to Sam about how he's a single dad, you know what? I don't care. I really don't. You're a cop who's trying to kidnap a child who's been held hostage and tortured for we don't know how many years, but it's definitely several. That's what you get. The oppressed are always justified in fighting back against their oppressors. I'm well aware of the fact that Sam has all these cool superpowers, but Vought is a mega corporation with more money, resources, and weaponry than Sam could take on alone, which is why we need this little found family unit to get together, become a team, to take down Vought, or at least the branch of Vought that is operating at Godolphin University. The boys have already shown that They're completely inept at defeating Vought. They can't even finish Homelander off. How many more seasons is that going to drag out for? Moving on to the Kate reveal. Some of you in my comments seemed to have already sensed that Kate was involved with the Woods, and you were correct. I could not confirm that you were correct, of course, but nonetheless, you were reading the signs of what was really going on. I will say, though, that I can't help but have more empathy for Kate because you've all seen a bit of an insight into her backstory by now. Back at that event where she was talking about how her family turned on her when her powers first manifested and she didn't know what they were or how to use them, there was a line about how they never touched her again. I forget how old she said she was, but she had to have been a child, and the idea of her never being hugged again by her family, that's heartbreaking. And a really important detail in this episode that I loved was when she had that secret meeting with Dean Shetty, and then the Dean was touching Kate's hair and Kate sort of closed her eyes. That just about ripped my heart out and threw it on the ground because that was such a maternal thing to do, playing with her hair like that. And that exchange just really says a lot about what Kate has been yearning for. My ship is not Kate with Andre. My ship is Kate having a family that loves and supports her. And if you ship them, that's fine. I'm not saying that you shouldn't, but I don't think he's the person who can give her the level of emotional support that she needs right now. I don't think it's something that any one person can bring her at this moment in time. I would love for Kate to have a cute romance eventually if the show gets renewed, but right now, I think having a found family of multiple people all providing her love and support in their own ways would be far more beneficial to her. She also needs to get some medical attention because the bloodshot eyes, clearly we need professional help. Speaking of Kate and Andre though, that one shot that they used in the trailer that you've all now been able to see in context where it's a close-up on his eye with a single tear coming out, it's when she's restoring his memories. I loved that shot so much. It was so dramatic. It was giving me Sam Raimi horror aesthetics. There's a detail I missed the first couple of times I watched this episode with my press screeners, but this time, when the credits rolled, do you know what I saw? Directed by Claire Kilner. Claire Kilner, I recognize that name immediately. Do you know why? Claire Kilner directed one of my all-time favorite rom-coms, The Wedding Date. Oh my god, I nearly jumped at my screen. We're here to support, we're here to put some respect on Claire Kilner's name. Anyway, I hope that by the time this episode airs that people aren't being too harsh on Kate because even though what she did was wrong, we've all seen how cunning Dean Shetty is. She completely handled Tech Knight without any superpowers. She put him in his place, and she made him submit. And Kate is a vulnerable girl with a whole lot of unresolved childhood trauma. That's why she's so relatable. Now let's briefly go through some bits with the two ships I do support. First up, Marie and Jordan. We sort of got a declaration of feelings. Don't you just hate it when you're about to tell your crush how you feel about them, only for you to find a tracking device in your neck, and then your memory gets wiped? Feelings are hard. We've all been there. I want to hear from the Jordan-Marie shippers about what's going on with these two because on the one hand, I think they're cute. I think there's potential here for a really cool, fresh love story, but also I feel like we're over halfway through the season and we're still not really getting into it with them. To me, it feels like we've only just scratched the surface of what their connection is or what their connection could be. You know, just when you think you're going to have some sort of unpacking of where they're at with their relationship, we get all these other external things going on, so we still haven't had the most basic conversation of feelings between them. Marie had her memory wiped when she was gonna talk to Jordan, and then they have to go track down the source of that memory wipe. And Marie and Jordan are having conversations with basically everyone else except for each other about their feelings. Having said that though, I am very intrigued by what they're doing with Jordan's material in particular because they have this ongoing arc to do with questioning and navigating their identity, which is something that has the potential to resonate with a lot of queer viewers or just younger people trying to figure themselves out. But Moreover, Jordan's queer experience on the show is especially isolating because it's completely different from other queer identities that we're aware of anyway. It's an identity caused by your parents giving the green light for you to be injected with an illicit substance while you were a baby, a substance manufactured by an evil megacorporation, and that's what has caused you to have this ability to shift back and forth between London Thor Jordan and Darick Jordan. Now, I don't claim to know every single super-powered individual that exists in this universe, but as far as we know, we haven't seen anyone else with this specific type of power, so that's bound to cause some compounded feelings of isolation. I'd really like to see what the bigger plans are for Jordan in this regard, but also, if we get another season, whether or not it's something they'll continue to grapple with, or if they will opt to just focus on Jordan having to fight the same fights as the rest of the group, where they're trying to battle Godolphin University and all the nefarious forces on campus. So by extension, I suppose it's basically just them having to fight Vought. I would actually love to see more training sequences for Jordan, just so we can get to witness more of the potential and capabilities of their powers and how to best optimize using those powers whenever they have to go up against security goons on the Vought payroll. At the moment, my hope for Jordan and Marie is that we will get to just see them have a conversation about their relationship without being interrupted. I don't think I'm asking for too much in the chaotic world of Gen V, but right now, that's what I want. I can't really look past that. I will update you on my wish list for their relationship once we can just have that one conversation. Finally, Emma and Sam also having to deal with certain interruptions to their relationship, but it's no secret that they're the ones who are just so ridiculously cute to me. I don't think they can even help it. Maybe it's just these two actors. Perhaps it's just their natural chemistry. I don't know. They haven't been able to do much in the way of promoting because these corporations are out here corporationing. So the actors are still on strike. But Emma tracking Sam down even when she can't remember him, did she or did she not tell him that she would never leave him in the previous episode when he was saying how he was afraid that he would mess things up and cause her to leave? Not even super-powered amnesia could keep these two apart. I'm sorry, my romance-loving self is eating well. I would like to know who on the Gen V writing staff is a romance fan, because I see you, I see what you're doing, and I love that you're doing it just for me. Sam asking Emma if she remembered him and her saying that she didn't, the way he started to back away from her as if he was afraid of her, or more so afraid of her betraying him the way that everyone else has, because betrayal is all he knows. But do you know what? I think that he's also afraid of her hurting his heart. We've come too far, folks. Sam's heart is now on the line, and the only person who can hurt this ultra super powered boy in that way is Emma. Because to be hurt by her would be a whole new world of trauma, of devastation. He doesn't have his brother anymore. Emma's the only person he's attached to. Is it giving insta-love? Yes. Do I normally like insta-love? No. But I'm about the vibes and the chemistry first and foremost. I can let a fair few things slide if the vibes are vibing, and I dare say that the Sam-Emma vibes are immaculate. Is it sad that he was afraid? Yes, but it's also kind of sweet, and maybe I would gladly take an entire episode of them just hanging out and being cute together. Would it do anything to progress the plot? No, but I would still watch it, and you will not make me feel bad for that. This review was made in such a rush because I had to make it quickly since I returned from my holiday. I am battling jet lag and trying to keep it away from me and my brain. But I will say that what we have coming up, episode 6, it's a lot. It's a whole lot of a whole lot. You think they've put you through it already? Oh no. It's a whole new level with episode 6. Now after that, I really don't know because Amazon Studios has only given me press screeners of episodes 1 through 6. The season finale could be downright infuriating and I would have no idea because I haven't seen it. But episode 6, it might be my favorite out of the ones that we've seen so far. It depends on my mood, but there are just certain things in that episode that I would consider to be the most memorable and impactful sequences and exchanges of everything I've seen of the season thus far. Thank you all for watching. Make sure you come back next week so we can talk more about this show. And also keep an eye out if you are interested anyway, because I will have a video coming out about part of my trip within the next week or so. I don't know exactly how long it will take to edit, but I will do my best to finish it as quickly as I can. See you in the next one. Bye.